of the particular municipality. We ask that for all the reasons just listed and discussed, you recommend this approval of the proposed ordinance 518. And I also would like to add that in that aerial photograph that you have up there that you're looking at, the one that Mr. Worthington has there, it says it's existing conditions, but I don't believe that's accurate. Does anyone know? It listed as existing, and I believe that photograph was taken in 95, at least 12 years ago, because my house is not on there. And I've been there since 95, and the house, since 98, and the house was built up. And since I've moved in, I can count, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12 residences that have gone up since I've moved in, and not including businesses on 61. So that's not accurate. And thank you. Is there any questions for me?
Anybody got any questions for Ms. Warren?
I'm going to have one thing. I think you addressed the site plan. Actually, this is not a final site plan that they're requesting anyway. This is a preliminary thing so that they can proceed to the point where they would ask for a final site plan. So this is actually a preliminary plan anyway.
Yeah, I understand that, but then the master settlement agreement, so you have to have site plan? It doesn't say preliminary site plan.
It doesn't say final site.
It doesn't say final site plan.
Yeah, but it says a site plan.
Well, that's what we're doing. Talking about preliminary. What's the difference? I mean, if one of them final.
Well, you're making a,
but
you're
you
making
cannot
a,
move without a preliminary plan. You can't do anything.
well, I know, but you're making a decision on an M2 zoning in a residential area when you don't have all the details. You don't have all the specifics, and I realize that Rogers will work with you close to try to get all the things that you think they ought to have, but you've already, if that's the case, and you've already zoned it, you've already zoned it.
It's not been signed.
I know, that's why I'm saying, we don't want you to, till you know all the details.
I have a question for Mr. Cannon. Is this the existing conditions of the Rogers property?
Of the Rogers property, that's pretty close. She is correct. It's a late 90s photograph, and that was merely meant to reflect the Rogers property. I apologize. We didn't mean to mislead you all.
You have not started excavating or anything on this
No, sir.
property? So this is basically, except maybe some trees either cut or some more that run, it's the it's the Rogers property, the property that we're considering.
Yes, sir. We were trying to get you some photograph that we could get in front of it could be used. My apologies.
Because I know you have no control over what goes on somebody else's
Yes.
property around your property.
But I just wanted the commission to be aware that there are more houses around this site than what the picture shows. Okay, there's several more, and they're all very close to it too. And also, I'd like to point out that in the buffer zone, on the 300-foot buffer zone on the south, if you look at your big site plan, that 300 buffer zone is from the mining area. It's not from the property, end of the property.
I got two questions. One on section 24, where they hammered out an agreement. Well, they agreed to comply with all the Clean Air Act, with all the state and federal regulations. Ambient air quality, they're gonna have to get an air quality permit. They're gonna have to get permits for the water discharge and the whole shebang. That's before they start construction on this. They gotta have all these permits. And number two, I really don't know what Rogers is gonna come in here on their site plan and tell us what they want to do. I mean, I read in the paper they're gonna do this and do that, but now we haven't seen anything on paper as what they're proposing to do. And anything they propose to do, they'll have to have the proper permits where it may be air, water, or what have you.
There's nothing that controls
That they
noise.
agreed to.
There's not anything in there that controls noise. Blasting
We
and
have, we
noise.
have a regulation that controls noise and we monitor that. Is that not correct?
Yes.
I
But
mean, it may not be in this master settlement agreement, but, I know of one case with one of the plants out there that, they had to do something because of the noise level. Is that not correct?
It says here in section 27 that Rogers shall, upon request by any property owner located within 2,500 feet of the blasting area, conduct seismographic monitoring at such property owner's house, make written report as to results available to the owner for monitoring period no less than 5 days. So,
But that's only covering that 5 days. If they don't do anything within the blasting or anything within that 5 days,
no
then it's
less
removed.
than 5 days.
Anybody else got any questions for Ms. Warren?
Leave it to 15 minutes. And that was it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Warren.
17, no, it's 17.
Well, she didn't talk about anything, man. We asked questions beyond that, so that's fine.